YouTube? This is Steve from Average Joe's Fantasy Football, and we've got your Week 7 start and sit video for the running back position. Again, there are several teams on a bye this week, so there are a lot of players that unfortunately will not be playing this week, right? So you have to make sure you are checking out our waiver wire video, checking out our start and sit lineup here to help you guys with those struggling lineups. If you guys haven't already, make sure you guys subscribe. We are doing a jersey giveaway, and we will be announcing it at the end of the week, who the winner is. All you have to do, subscribe, like a video, and comment your favorite team, and we will get you into that giveaway for your jersey. So again, it's all you have to do. We'll do that announcement at the end of the week. Now, these are your obvious running backs that should be starting. Now, I do have Christian McCaffrey with an asterisk just because we don't know the extent of this whole oblique injury that is going on. There is expectation that he should play Monday night. But being that it's a Monday night, be prepared. Anybody who's got Christian McCaffrey, be prepared. There's a good chance he does not play or very limited. So you may have to think about that when you go forward. Now, my first running back I'm going to recommend as a good start, it's going to be Aaron Jones against the Broncos. Look, coming back from a bye, hopefully a healthy Aaron Jones. This should be exactly what the Packers are needing, right? This is where the Packers offense can finally start to get into rhythm, right? A Christian Watson, an Aaron Jones, maybe Jordan Love back to where he was, should help that team. And going against the Broncos team, of course, helps out completely, right? This is a great matchup. Broncos are allowing 25.6 points a game to the running back, 148 yards on the ground. And in those 6 games, Broncos have allowed 2 touchdowns per game to running backs, whether it be in the air or on the ground. So this is a really good matchup for Aaron Jones. And again, ease himself into this one. I do expect him to get plenty of touches, get plenty of opportunities. Probably a 18 to 20 point fantasy game for him. That's my expectation based off this matchup. Another running back I like is Roschon Johnson versus the Raiders. Barring any issue with the concussion, right? He missed this past week. We'll see how everything goes this week. Barring any issue with there, I do like Roschon's matchup this week and expect him to be the RB1 for the Bears. Now, Foreman will get touches, right? He did okay. He was admirable in that matchup, but there's some things that Roschon does a really good job at that I think adds value, right? He's definitely a value in the receiving aspect, which is going to be huge because of the fact that Fields is 99% sure not playing in this game, right? With everything that's going on in this injury. So the Bears are going to need to run the ball using Roschon and Foreman. Again, I like Roschon because of the receiving aspect. Raiders just gave up an 18-point game to Ramondre Stevenson, who has been struggling all season. So, again, there's an opportunity for Roschon to have a good game. I'm expecting an RB2 style performance out of him with maybe a boom potential for an RB1. But, again, RB2 is really where I think Roschon is going to be. DeAndre Swift is another running back I like this week. Almost always do I want to put him as an obvious, but this Eagles offense and this whole offensive coordinator and situation going on, I'm not really sure what's happening, right? He started off really good the first few games, and then they kind of tinkered off a little bit. He's got a great matchup against the Dolphins, and this is where I think it's going to be a good one for Swift to kind of turn back and get you back into that nice rushing stats, maybe a touchdown, a few receptions, get you in that 15 to 18-point range for him, right? That's kind of where DeAndre Swift has been really great at, a nice RB2 with an RB1 potential. Dolphins are allowing 14 points a game, which, again, is a little bit tough, but they are allowing about 100 yards on the ground. So, again, bringing Swift back into this, if they're going to beat this Dolphins team in that offense, especially with the injuries that are going on with the Eagles, they're going to need Swift and use him often. Now, the last running back I want to mention is Brian Robinson Jr. versus the Giants. That's just what it is. Giants had a great game against the Bills. They held James Cook to 7 points. But besides that, they're allowing 17 points a game to the running back position. Brian Robinson's done a really good job this season. He's done a great job, whether it be in the receiving aspect, even though typically Gibson has done that. And on the ground, Robinson's done a really good job. This team in general has done a lot more than what I think a lot of people anticipated with the Washington Commanders. Giants are allowing 132 yards on the ground. Again, 100-yard game could be somewhere where I think Robinson can be. 102, 105 yards is what I'm expecting from him in this matchup. It's going to be a nice close game. Again, whenever you're dealing with these rivalry games, the NFC East divisional games, it could go either way, even with what's going on with the injury at Daniel Jones and some of the other stuff. But I do like Brian Robinson this week. Now, first running back I'm going to sit, Jonathan Taylor, big name there. Going against the Browns, I mean, that's really the biggest reason. It's just because he's going against the Cleveland Browns. Taylor did see an increase, right? Zach Moss with JT, this first game blew it up. Second game with Zach Moss and JT, you can see how it's changed, right? JT, I think, had about 42% snap count. Then you had obviously 50% out of Zach Moss. And they already said, just giving some time, getting the expectation, ramping it up. Jonathan Taylor should get probably closer to the 65% snap share, with Zach Moss getting into the 30 to 40% aspect in this one. With that said, though, Browns are just tough, right? Keeping running backs under 70 yards on the ground, keeping them just under 10 points in fantasy. So really tough matchup for JT to have some success. I know everyone's excited because he's back and really committed to the team, and they're going to need him, especially with the whole Anthony Richardson situation, but not this week. Another big, I would say kind of big name is Rachaad White. Like Rachaad White at this point, he's more of a flex play at best, right? It's going against the Falcons, who actually are pretty good against running backs, holding them to 10.5 points a game, just under 85 yards on the ground. So again, they're not allowing a lot there. Falcons defense has done a really good job overall in general. And the fact that the Bucs don't actually use their running backs or try to attempt the running game, really to where I think everyone had hoped for, right? Rachaad White was going to get those touches. He just isn't that right now because this offense is more geared towards pass. They still think they have Tom Brady, right? That's where the offense is at. So Rachaad White, maybe a flex play, but he's just too inconsistent. He's not going to get you a lot of points. I don't expect anything more than that. Another running back I'm going to sit is Austin Eckler versus the Chiefs. Another really big name, especially because everyone's been waiting for him to come back. He played against Dallas on Monday night, only had put up 10 points in fantasy, which is okay, right? In his first game back, especially against a tough Dallas defense. Now you're going against a pretty tough Chiefs defense who's done a great job against the run. Besides that first week, right? That first week where Chris Jones did not play due to the holdout situation, they've done a great job at stopping the run, allowing only 9.2 points to running backs. They have not allowed more than 74 yards on the ground. Like having Chris Jones and the way this defense is played, and you're going against a Chargers team that is really struggling right now. They're not playing well. This is really tough for Eckler. I get why you're not going to sit him because you drafted him high. You've waited all these weeks for the injury. Just temper your expectations. I don't expect a big game out of him. Another running back, Alexander Mattison. He has to be sat this week. I get if you don't have a lot of options due to the bye week, but going against the 49ers defense is going to be a tough one for him. Ever since Justin Jefferson went out, what else do teams have to defend against, right? Jordan Addison isn't Justin Jefferson, but I do expect him to have some really solid weeks coming forward. KJ Osborne's pretty good on the outside, but again, not Justin Jefferson. I do like TJ Hawkinson. So what are teams going to do? They're going to obviously try to stop Alexander Mattison, make Kirk Cousins beat them, right? That's the expectation, is put it all into Kirk Cousins. Just tough, right? This is not a game that I think Mattison's going to do well in. He's been averaging just under like 12 points a game. 49ers are stopping running backs to about 13 points a game, keeping them under 55 yards as well on the ground. Really tough matchup. Until Justin Jefferson comes back, Alexander is no more than, again, a flex option. Now, my sleeper this week is going to be Isaiah Pacheco versus the Chargers. I don't know if he's even a sleeper. I think a lot of people probably are going to start him. Pacheco's actually done a pretty good job. He's going to definitely be in that RB2 role with the potential RB1 boom with maybe a touchdown here or there to kind of add to that value. Chargers are allowing 18 points a game to the running back. They're also allowing a lot in the receiving aspect, which I think Pacheco has done a really good job slowly becoming more and more involved in that aspect of his game, right? Typically it was McKinnon or Clyde Edwards or Hilaire, which are still there, don't get me wrong. But the clear RB1 for this Chiefs team is Pacheco, and he is starting to see more and more options in the receiving game, and he's doing a pretty good job on the ground as well. So again, nice little sleeper. I can get him into that 16 to 17 point range. That's where I'm kind of seeing him this week, and a potential boom if he has a touchdown. So those are my start, sits, and sleepers for week 7. Again, if you have not already, check out our waiver wire video. Check out our start and sit for the quarterback. Make sure you guys are subscribed, like, and comment your favorite team, favorite NFL team for the giveaway that we're doing. So make sure you guys are doing that. Check out those other videos. While you hit the subscribe, make sure that notification bell is on. Because, man, a lot of videos coming up. If you guys have questions of who you should start, questions of who you might want to trade or pick up, hit us in the comments down below. Again, that's what we're here for. We want to try to help you guys out with any lineup questions you guys are stumped for. Nothing's ever set in stone, but again, we'll try to keep you updated with all the stats and stuff to give you some good information to help you guys with this week. Check out our other videos, subscribe, like, and I'll check you guys out next time.